name of the game in the NCAA tournament is Survive and Advance, and tonight two iconic brands colliding here in Lexington as the top-seeded Kentucky Wildcats take on number 8 UCLA. Yesterday, the Wildcats sweeping Wofford as UCLA needed 5 to take on Georgia Tech. Southern Cal rolling sweeps Princeton. Cal Poly pulls one of the upsets in the first round by knocking off Brigham Young. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dick Gabriel along with the NCAA champion Cam Scheitzak. Cam, Kentucky had to shake off some rust yesterday, but did it against Wofford. UCLA tested by Georgia Tech. I expect this one might go the distance.
Absolutely. Big Ten and SEC. This is going to be a great matchup, both playing with intensity and grit.
And of course, Mariana Stanley for UCLA picked a great time to have her best ever match.
Setting a career high with 22 kills, 11 blocks, while hitting over 500 last night. With her consistent blocks and being dynamic off of 1 foot behind the setter, she will be such a crucial piece for UCLA's success tonight.
Speaking of dynamic, Brooklyn DeLay has been that since her career began at Kentucky, and she was that again yesterday.
Cornerstone for Kentucky's success, earning a double-double while hitting over 400 last night with a powerful swing and a high volleyball IQ. She is capable of scoring strategically with her off-speed and range out of that back row.
So we are going to watch the SEC Champions League and Tournament winners under Craig Skinner. 14-4, as you can see. He's had a lot of success in the NCAA tournament since that championship run, 8-1 here at historic Memorial Coliseum. UCLA back in the tournament for the first time since 2021. Alfie Ref looking to bring the Bruins back to prominence. They've won 7 national titles, including 4 NCAA championships.
Are you ready? Kentucky fans, are you ready?
Expecting close to a full house here in Lexington. As you can see, Wildcats' 8th regional appearance in the last 9 seasons. Kentucky with 9 straight SEC championships. The familiar powder blue for UCLA, the blue and white for the Wildcats. They have met many times on the basketball court. Much at stake tonight here in Lexington. Lots of size for UCLA, and for the Wildcats, lots of power. As you can see, the Wildcats have had a lot of success in the round of 32, as has UCLA. The Wildcats got to the regional semifinals just last year. So both teams, in terms of the overall program, no success. That's important.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kentucky is coming out here strong. They know what's on the line, both teams do, and they are willing to fight for it.
If you're looking at size differential, UCLA has it. Lots of size at the net. As we said, Kentucky speed and power. It's a great matchup, and we're underway. First swing goes to Eva Hudson. Maggie Lee can't handle it, and the SEC Player of the Year gives Kentucky a 1-0 lead.
Great footwork by Hudson there, noticing that the set drops inside. Good job by UCLA's block, setting it up inside, communicating that, and pressing over.
So now the Wildcats send Cassie O'Brien, the freshman of the year in the SEC, back to serve it. Set goes to Singletary. Molly Tuzzo with the dig. Free ball for the Bruins. Leverett puts it down. We may be saying that a lot tonight.
Great swing by Leverett there. Lizzie Carr was a little bit late to that block, a little bit late to that close, which gives Leverett that seam ball.
While Stanley was having a big night, Leverett as well. 18 kills and 6 blocks for the Bruins. First team all Big Ten, and she'll serve it. Asia Thigpen, the dig by Leverett. They're going to set Lee. And O'Brien can't make the save, and the Bruins take their first lead.
And we will hear that name tonight, Maggie Lee, utilizing that block, knowing that Thigpen is on that opposite, so just utilizing her hands, going high hands and getting
12
point.
kills, 10 digs for Lee last night. Very consistent and handled serve receive all night long. Dig by Schumacher. Quick set, Stanley. That's almost unstoppable. Singletary, I'm sorry.
Have to acknowledge Singletary communicating with Duffy. I'm right here, right behind, and just really a 1-2 pop to get up on that ball.
Singletary checks in at 6'4", the redshirt junior from Charleston, South Carolina. So the Bruins out to the quick lead. And a violation on the Wildcats.
Illegal attack the call.
Illegal attack.
Not usual for the Wildcats there, but definitely know that delay will work on it next time.
And a 4-1 lead now for the Bruins. Wildcats scored the first point, so UCLA on a 4-point run. Lizzie Carr rejected. And a poor pass means UCLA has a 5-1 lead.
Great job, great block set up by UCLA there. Opposite knows that the set's going in, and Singletary being there pressing over.
Maggie Lee at 6'3", Singletary 6'4", Urzwa on the front line as well at 6'2". Off the high hands, Eva Hudson with her second kill.
So amazing by Eva Hudson there, utilizing the high hands, tooling that block, getting Kentucky that point there.
Eva Hudson, a transfer from Purdue where she was an All-American. Not just a player of the year in the SEC, but the newcomer of the year as well. Set to the Bruins, Wildcats are there. Great save by Codling, but an overpass. Lizzie Carr can't put it down. Save by O'Brien. Big swing delay. Good defense by the Bruins, but a violation.
One of the keys to UCLA's success here in this match is going to be slowing down that ball from delay and Hudson on that outside pin. Good job for UCLA there, getting high hands on that ball though.
A lot of the big swings by the Wildcats that have been down throughout the year, the Bruins are keeping them alive. That's long, no touch. And Kentucky on the run has cut it to 1. Momentum shifting back and forth. We likely will see this all night long. That's Eva Hudson. The floater. There's Maggie Lee rejected on that right side, but they keep it alive for the moment, and that's on the wrong side of the pin.
Great job by Kentucky serving right here. Hudson really putting pressure on UCLA's serve receive.
Which is what they're going to have to do to circumvent that size, right?
Yes, definitely. Kentucky's a really good serving team. UCLA is going to have to receive here.
Maggie Lee off speed, wide, and the Wildcats retake the lead.
Maggie Lee looking for those high hands, trying to tool that block there. Kentucky definitely stopped on defense and saw that out.
5-point run, and don't be surprised if you see the Wildcats serving at Maggie Lee. She was busy last night. But another floater. That's Lee. And a net violation on the Wildcats, and we're tied at 6 apiece. Maggie Lee last night, serve receive 57 times in the 5-set match with Georgia Tech, and only 3 errors. Quick set Carr, but the Bruins are ready. Urzwa, and that's off the Wildcats.
Great job by UCLA finding that seam. Lizzie Carr just a little late to close there, and she executed, UCLA executed on that seam ball there.
Urzwa contributing last night, 4 kills, 4 blocks. Singletary again. Too much muscle. Tied again. First service error of the evening. And Molly Tuzzo will serve, the SEC Tournament Most Valuable Player. Second team All-Conference. 19 digs last night, 3 aces. 1 ace. Dig by O'Brien. Delay cranks it off the high hands. And it is 8-7.
Great job by Delay there, utilizing those high hands, getting that kill for Kentucky.
Tuzzo out of the Woodlands in Texas, but related to one of the all-time great UK basketball players. Left side Lee. Kennedy Washington in the middle of the net rejected it. And she gets a piece of that one. Set the thick pin, and the 5'10" outside hitter hammers it home.
Great transition dig kill there by Kentucky. If you look here, big pin transitioning off the net, demanding the ball. And you see UCLA is just late to close that block. Great job by Kentucky.
Big pin plays so big. Tuzzo again. Wide. Well, they had the right idea. And the set looked like it was where it needed to be for Brooklyn Briscoe. Just ran out of room. 3-point lead for the Wildcats, their biggest of the evening. Bruins have led by as many as 4. That started with an excellent pass by Maggie Lee.
Great job by Maggie Lee there, just focusing on her platform, holding it until it gets to Duffy. Duffy having that IQ of establishing that right side pin, and UCLA getting the kill there.
Urzula with the kill, third leading scorer on the team. Went for 20 kills or more 3 times this year. And now Kat Lutz checks in to serve it. DeLay got the swing off the hands of the Bruins. Wildcats go right back to one of their aces.
DeLay really seeing the block there, knowing that there's a gap, knowing that there's a seam. Also Duffy on that pin, a little bit of a smaller block. And that's just a great opportunity for DeLay.
And now Molly Brezowicz checks in. She had the 3 aces last night. One of the best servers on this team. Back row. Got a little piece of the net, and it stays alive for the Wildcats. Briscoe again. Kentucky is there. On the slide, Washington can't keep it in bounds, and a point for the Bruins.
Tough set there, a little chaotic play. Washington tried to keep it in, but was just a little far out from the court.
Maggie Lee serving.
Maggie Lee will serve it. Beijing native, transferred from Cal. She was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year in 2023. Had 441 kills as a freshman. Again, it's Kennedy Washington, but again, a misfire, and UCLA pulls it within 1.
Leverett getting over that net with a little bit of hang time, feeding that ball back into the middle of the court. Washington just needs to go a little bit higher over that block to get that a point for Kentucky.
Mention those kills by Maggie Lee as a freshman. She was 4th in the country among D1 freshmen, and now she's a Bruin. Brooklyn delay, dig by Lee. Over to Leverett. Saved by Brezowicz. Down the line, Leverett. UCLA says touch. The officials say no. A point for the Wildcats. And Brooklyn delay will serve it. Freshman of the Year, 2023 Player of the Year, and a timeout and a challenge. Well, the Bruins convinced there was a touch.
UCLA is challenging a block touch.
So it's either a 2-point game or we are tied up. Stand by. Take a look. Hawkeye technology available to the officials. We don't have it in our monitors, so they will see what we see and more at the officials' table. I'd hate to hazard a guess on this one. I don't think there was a touch, but what do I know?
Looks like UCLA's looking for O'Brien's right pinky.
Right.
After review, the call is confirmed, no touch.
So an early break for the Wildcats. UCLA loses a challenge, and it's a 2-point game. What a chess match with the challenges at this stage of the season. When it's win or go home, it's just fascinating. DeLay serving at Maggie Lee, mishit, saved by Schumacher. And Leverett turns it into a point for the Bruins.
Absolutely great ball by Schumacher there, just putting it up. And you see Leverett, really dynamic approach here, knowing that it's inside, getting her feet underneath that ball. And a cross-court shot, hard to defend there.
Leverett, 25 kills in a season finale weekend against Michigan. Singletary with a huge hit on the outside.
Good job by Duffy, just holding that neutral spine and then dishing back to Singletary.
He's so strong and powerful, and with that size can just soar over the defense. We are locked up at 12 apiece. Lola Schumacher, the sophomore from Carmel, Indiana. That's a tough break for Kat Lutz. It came right at her. And I know you've told me how tough that is.
Hard ball to defend. It's kind of just that murky water, gray area. Do you use your hands? Do you use your platform? Hard ball there.
The Wildcats retake the lead. And Trinity Ward, the freshman from Louisville, checks in. She'll serve it. Leverett had to roll it, pancake by Hudson, but the Wildcats can't do anything with it.
Leverett says that's down, celebrating after that point. Great high IQ by her, noticing that it's the donut there to take out Hudson, so it's harder for her to get up and swing.
And again, UCLA recovers from a less than stellar pass by Maggie Lee. And now Kate Duffy, the setter from Ventura, California, sophomore. What a job she did last night in a 5-set win over Georgia Tech. Opportunity for the Bruins, back row. Maggie Lee, wrong direction for the Wildcats, and we play on. Lizzie Carr says touch. The Wildcats turn to Craig Skinner, so we're going to see a challenge by the Wildcats. Craig Skinner overall this year has won nearly 78% of his challenges. In the SEC, 85%. And the Wildcats instantly turn to the bench. Take another look. Lizzie Carr tried to put it down as quickly as she could, changing directions. Question, did Urzua touch it? Here in the arena, they just put it up on the big screen, and the fans, of course, believe.
After review, the call is reversed. There is a touch on the block.
Wow.
Point to Kentucky, and they retain their challenge.
Credit the players, but Craig Skinner is just red hot when it comes to challenges.
Absolutely, and looking at the play before, great hustle by delay back there, keeping the ball alive. That's what it's all about.
Great crowd here at Historic Memorial Coliseum. They love the defense. The extended rallies. Asia Thigpen on that right side at 5'10", along with a 6'5" Lizzie Carr. And the Wildcats are the first to 15. We'll step away. Stay with us here on ESPN+. Been in the tournament since 2003. It's an exciting time for NCAA women's volleyball. Back to action here in Lexington. Eva Hudson for the off speed, but UCLA ready for it. Now an opportunity again for the Wildcats. Can't do anything with it. Leverett punches it down.
Great job by Leverett here, knowing that it's a little congested on her side, so puts up a really high ball, giving Duffy enough time to just hot potato a set to her, and she gets the kill.
Both teams out of system. It's the Bruins that make it work. And Sheridan will drop back to serve it. Average nearly 4 kills per set this year. 20 straight matches of double-digit kills. Another free ball for UCLA. Nearly an overpass, but Singletary to the rescue.
We've seen that connection before. Duffy to Singletary, it's just a melody here. Kentucky definitely needs to work on getting out of this serve-receive rotation as they struggled in the first set.
Fell behind 5-1 with this rotation. 3 kills now for Mariana Singletary. Over to Lee. Couldn't get a swing on it, but they'll try it again. And a miss hit, so a free ball for the Wildcats. Big pin. Back to Hudson. Eva Hudson, the SEC Player of the Year, gives Kentucky the 1-point lead.
Speaks to her game, able just to use that block with that power arm, really dynamic here, you see that, and it just goes on the other side of UCLA's court.
Eva Hudson will serve it, 25 kills in the SEC Tournament Championship win over Texas. Quick set, Singletary again. What can you do with that? Not much.
So difficult to defend. I mean, she's all the way back past the 10. Duffy just puts it perfect into her hands. She's like, what? I guess that was me?
Carly Hendrickson checks in. She'll serve it, the 6'2" senior from just up the interstate, Cincinnati. Transferred in from Florida. Saw action last night for the Bruins. They're tied at 16. Good serve to Eva Hudson. Lizzie Carr through the middle of the defense. Purdue transfer.
Yes, O'Brien doing a really good job here, feeding her middles. Really balanced offense on Kentucky's side, getting Lizzie Carr involved.
Now Molly Tuzzo. Maggie Lee got a great hammer at it, but the Wildcats kept it alive, and it paid off. You see the power in the hit by Lee, but the defense by Kentucky.
Great up by Hudson here, delay. Just getting her feet back behind that ball, utilizing that block. That's her bread and butter right there.
2-point lead for the Wildcats, and Alfie Rupp wants to talk to the Bruins. They have led by as many as 4. Kentucky has led by 3. Neither team has been able to run off and hide, not that we expected that tonight. Take a look at tournament history for both teams. The Wildcats with those 26 appearances. They've hosted 19 times. Craig Skinner has made it a habit of getting to the postseason here in Lexington, and of course won it in 2020. That was the longest season in terms of the calendar year in the history of women's volleyball in the NCAA. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. And for UCLA, of course, 39 appearances now with those 95 wins and the 4 NCAA championships. Most recent back in 2011. In the 70s, they won 3 AIAW titles. My partner played on the 2020 Kentucky team that basically began in the fall, but because of COVID, it stretched into the spring. And you volleyball players, you're used to saying goodbye to each other in terms of the end of the season in December. But it was a great sacrifice by seniors. I mean, we learned that spring of your senior year, that's your party semester, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
Everybody stayed together and you made it pay off in Omaha.
Yes, and the team was super supportive. Everybody was on board behind the mission that we're going to compete to win a national championship. Katie Poole making sure that we're taking care of our bodies, and Spurlock in the weight room. Just the whole program was behind us and taking care of us.
And you grind it out and win a national title, something both of these teams are capable of doing. But only one, of course, can advance tonight. Molly Tuzzo serving again for the Wildcats. Maggie Lee. Urzwa. Dig by O'Brien. Tuzzo brings it back. DeLay gets a big swing, and that's a winner.
Incredible set here by Tuzzo. And DeLay just waiting for that ball. Great job by Tuzzo placing that just in a perfect position for DeLay to take a swing.
With her back to the net, sets DeLay perfectly. Wildcats match their biggest lead. At Maggie Lee. Goes right back to her. That's a winner. No, I'm sorry, that's long.
Maggie Lee, the kill.
Touch, got it. One official said out, the other said touch.
Good job by Duffy there, getting her feet behind the ball. That's a hard ball when it's off the net and kind of back here towards the right back and getting it out all the way to the pin for Maggie Lee to get a point.
Kate Duffy, 54 assists last night in the 5-setter against Georgia Tech. Catlett to serve it. Hodling was there. Lee gets the big swing through the Kentucky defense.
It's a dig transition kill. That's what you want in college volleyball here. Great dig from the back row. Getting Duffy within the 10 and a perfect set out to Maggie Lee.
Maggie Lee earlier this year, 20 kills against Nebraska. Kat Lutz, born in Russia, grew up in Del Mar. Defense for UCLA. Wildcats can't save it.
Duffy getting out there, stuffing delay there, just trying to press over with what she can. It turned out great for Duffy.
Tied at 19. 3-point run for the Bruins. Wildcats scored first out of the timeout, but it's been UCLA ever since. Kat Lutz out of Torrey Pines High School. Big swing by Kennedy Washington from the middle of the net.
Great height on that ball and tempo from O'Brien. Washington just a dynamic approach right here. You can see Briscoe is holding and tries to take that cross court, but Washington finds it.
Grezowicz checks in to serve it. Washington, a great weapon off the bench for Craig Skinner, just a sophomore from Glen Heights, Texas. Point for the Bruins as Briscoe keeps it inbounds. That's a tough angle.
Tough angle for sure. We talked to Coach about how Duffy is just a great leader, a great setter for this team, and really you can see it in her connections with all her pins and middles.
Briscoe 8 kills, 5 blocks last night against Georgia Tech. Delay. Long, and the Bruins retake the lead.
Delay going for it, and that's what you got to do in these matches. It's one and done. Absolutely have to go for it.
And Craig Skinner wants to talk to his team. I believe UCLA hasn't led since 7-6. They jumped out to an early 5-1 lead. Kentucky went on a run. Bruins bounced back, and then it's been Kentucky for the most part, although the Wildcats, as we said earlier, really couldn't put a long run together after that. And after that previous timeout, the Bruins have outscored the Wildcats 5-1. It's been a tough season in that Big Ten for UCLA, finishing, as you can see, tied for 6th, but earning a spot here in the NCAA tournament. And 3 Bruins first team all Big Ten. That is just another indication how tough the Big Ten can be. And of course, all that travel coming across country. And we talked to Alfie Rep about that. And he said, yeah, it can be tough, it can be a grind, but when you look at that last weekend for UCLA in the state of Michigan, 2 5-set wins over Michigan and Michigan State, and they rolled into the tournament with another 5-set win. So right now UCLA is clicking, working hard to click it.
Yes, and great momentum pulling from that Michigan State game. UCLA working really hard right now with intensity and grit, coming out of this rotation and putting pressure on that serve.
As for the hitting percentages, the Wildcats hitting .250, UCLA .231. That's why we've been back and forth here in historic Memorial Coliseum. Sheridan Leverett, 5 kills for the Bruins, Delay with 5 for the Wildcats. So the big hitters leading the way. Singletary with 4, Eva Hudson with 4. Maggie Lee will serve it. O'Brien tried the sneaky no-look, but a net violation by UCLA. So the Bruins handled the no-look dump. Announcer said point UCLA, actually point Kentucky. Delay. Miss hit by Lee. And the pancake just a little late.
Speaks to Kentucky's serving. They put pressure behind the ball, which makes it really hard to pass.
And now UCLA wants a timeout. Well, we talked before about, and you mentioned how aggressively Kentucky serves, and Alfie Rep told us that if there's one area he'd like to see an improvement in his team, and it's been inconsistent this year, it is passing out of serve receive. It was good last night. It's got to be really good tonight.
Yes, coming into this, knowing Kentucky's a really good serving team, UCLA definitely has to maximize when they're passing, especially their hitters when they're passing to attacking. Really have to get that 2-point, that 3-point, which is within the 10 pass, gives the setter the ability to set 2 pins or 3 pins. So looking for those types of passes here.
We mentioned the great play by UCLA down the stretch. Kentucky all year long has played a brutal schedule, and Craig Skinner puts this schedule together. You can see the loss to Nebraska, which was a reverse sweep. You know how good Pittsburgh is now, a #1 seed, and then you see nothing but wins, including a dramatic comeback win at Louisville, and then big wins over Tennessee, huge wins over Texas, including the sweep in Austin and the reverse sweep in Savannah at the SEC tournament. So this is a battle-tested Kentucky team. When you played here, you were used to that tough scheduling as well.
Yes, and we talked about it. I mean, even in the Big Ten, it builds your team for moments like this. Coming into the NCAA tournament, you want to have some credible wins. You want to be put in those positions that are pressure situations.
Big Ten plays that traditional physical style of play, but really, as we talked to Coach Reth about it, everybody is gravitating toward that style now. Brooklyn delay. Wildcats by 1. Good pass by Lee. Dig by Tuzzo. Lee keeps it alive. Back to Leverett. That's in. They're tied up.
UCLA doing a really good job of slowing down that ball from the outside pin and converting this dig into a kill.
That is the 12th tie. We've seen 6 lead changes as Lola Schumacher serves. O'Brien, back row set, delay rejected by Singletary.
Singletary doing a really good job of staying there, watching O'Brien's hands, knowing that she's off the 10, likely gonna set the back row and just presses over, and great job by Leverett popping in to help.
DeLay and Hudson both have made a living this year on back row swings, but all that size up front for UCLA pays off. Hudson. Schumacher just couldn't get there. Tied again.
There's
Wildcats
Hudson. Power behind that arm right here, dynamic approach. Hudson's definitely one of those players that is your go-to. She wants the ball on game point.
And terrific at playing that angle around the blockers. Trinity Ward. Singletary powers through the defense again.
Great pass from UCLA, able to get Singletary involved here. Definitely knowing that Kentucky has to hedge towards Singletary because that's where the ball's gonna go.
Eliana Urzua checks in. Kate Duffy will drop back to serve, but first a timeout for the Wildcats here with set point. So they will set a specific play, I assume, but you got to be ready for anything. Sheridan Leverett's got another good one going tonight, hitting .333 with 6 kills, and she was a handful last night as well. The Wildcats have watched her change speeds effectively.
Just finding it there, such high IQ there, adjusting, getting her feet underneath that ball wherever Duffy's setting it, and she's getting the kill for UCLA. Definitely can see the go-to ball to her here within this set point.
Has a pro career ahead of her, the 2-time first team All Big Ten selection, and playing like it here in Lexington. Leading her team in kills. Also 4 digs and 2 blocks already. The senior, Hampton, Georgia. Does not want to stop playing, obviously, and doing everything she can to help carry the Bruins to a victory here in the second round. 3 upsets in the first round last night. There are other first round matches today. with a tournament extending into tomorrow across the country. That's Eva Hudson. Leads the Wildcats with 5 kills, no errors yet. She's hitting .385. And Kentucky needs something good to happen here with Kate Duffy serving. Crowd trying to lift the Wildcats. Off the hands of Duffy in the tie. Eva Hudson.
Hudson getting over the block there, that just speaks to her vertical and her range. We know her bread and butter is cross court, but able to go down the line, which is just right over that left shoulder and gets Duffy there.
Cassie O'Brien to serve it. Puzzo the set. Hudson. I'll try it again. Lee can't get there, and the Wildcats take the lead.
Good hustle plays here on both sides. And you know O'Brien's going to Hudson. Hudson is that go-to hitter in these hard moments, in these chaotic moments. And she delivers for Kentucky.
So the Wildcats now have been facing set point. Now it's set point Kentucky with, again, Cassie O'Brien. Lizzie Carr up front now, along with Jordan Daly, who's checked in. And Eva Hudson. Delay on the back row with Molly Tuzzo. Singletary comes through again for UCLA. No surprise there.
And if you're Kentucky, you know it's going to Singletary. Even off the 10, you have to consider that. Duffy able to go over her shoulder and deliver a great tempo ball to Singletary.
Sheridan Leverett will serve it. Wildcats have to go off speed. Big opportunity. Kong rejected. Back to Kong. Point for UCLA, and the Bruins retake the lead.
Kong knew there was a touch there, putting her fingers up. She knows that it was a touch. Really good effort coming in off the bench.
Hegrin Kong out of Louisville, battling an injury most of the year, but gives the Bruins set point. Leverett. Eva Hudson comes through for the Wildcats once again, and another tie.
Great job by Hudson here, really getting behind there. Powerful swing, cross court, and gets the point for Kentucky.
So now delay on that front line, so it's Thigpen. Hudson will serve and hit from the back row. Maggie Lee rejected. Bruins keep it alive. DeLay got the big swing, but UCLA defense. Singletary rejected. Kong. Thigpen. Set to Maggie Lee. Cuzzo with a save. Hudson goes off speed. Brooklyn delay with the overpass makes UCLA pay. And it's set point again for the Wildcats. Back and forth we go.
You can feel the energy in here.
Yeah. The crowd on its feet, and has been for a couple of minutes now. Absolutely, you go to Singletary in the middle of the net. She is money.
UCLA doing a really good job getting a pass there. Duffy on the 10, able to deliver to Singletary.
The level of play in this set is phenomenal. And Singletary will serve, so if she gets a chance, she'll hit from that back row. Lizzie Carr said it was off the hands. The officials disagree. They do not look over at Craig Skinner. So UCLA gets the point and set point once again. Well, it looked like Carr got it where she wanted it, but just couldn't keep it in bounds. Good serve. But a huge swing by Brooklyn DeLay. What a receive by Eva Hudson.
This is a battle here. 28, we're tied at 28. Great job by DeLay. Getting behind that ball, power swing. Definitely your go-to. Cassie O'Brien delivering right there.
Dig of the night so far by Eva Hudson. Molly Tuzzo. Lee got a good swing at it. Diving save by Schumacher. Kong has to punch it over. Rocket shot by DeLay.
Great work by Kentucky, working hard in transition, getting balls to Cassie O'Brien, and she is just dishing them. Great job by DeLay, capitalizing on that point.
Setter, biggest set of her life.
Incredible.
Now Molly Tuzzo, the veteran. Good pass by Lee, right back to her. That's got a piece. Brooklyn DeLay puts it down with her 9th kill, and Kentucky survives, winning set number 1 here at historic Memorial Coliseum, 30-28. It's a great match, and there's more to come. Stay with us here on ESPN+.
This is an amazing scene.
This is a huge stage for anybody.
Make room in the trophy case.
We only play to win, so we taking it home.
It's the place to be the week of December 18th in Kansas City for the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship. And there you see the Kentucky quadrant, including the Utah State upset of Tennessee. They showed the video of that last point here in historic Memorial Coliseum last night on the big screen, and you better believe the crowd went nuts. Boy, that Creighton UNI match is going to be huge. Southern Cal has won 14 of 15. The only loss for the Trojans to Nebraska. So just excellent volleyball up and down the bracket, and incredible volleyball so far here tonight. Leverett with 6 kills in the 4 digs. Eva Hudson massive with 8 kills, and as you can see, 18 ties, 12 lead changes. Don't turn away from your computer, your smart TV, your phone. It's going to be like that, I think, all night.
Yes, definitely. 2 intense teams going after it. I mean, 30-28, that is a crazy set 1 here. We know it's going to be another great set 2.
Wildcats have won 26 matches. Bruins have won 19. None of that matters. Everybody wants to be 1-0 tonight. As set number 2 is on the way, and Leverett gets it started the right way for UCLA.
Good job by Duffy switching up the offense there, pulling in Leverett, kind of running what we call a rip. So just an inside ball, a little bit higher than what we've seen as a 3 or a B. So good job by Leverett and Duffy there.
Lola Schumacher serving to the Wildcats, goes right at Eva Hudson. Asia Thigpen through the defense, amazing the power she can generate.
Thigpen finding that block. Leverett's right hand could have just been a little bit more pressing, but Thigpen finding it and utilizing it for Kentucky.
Second kill for Thigpen. Molly Tuzzo to serve it. 5 digs already for Tuzzo. Off the high hands, a save by Hudson over to DeLay. Net violation on the Bruins.
Great one-arm play here by Hudson. Just keeping the play alive. You never know what's going to come from it if you just stick out an arm.
66 digs against Wofford last night. Most of the Wildcats in a 3-set match. Singletary had to roll it. Diving save by Tuzzo, and Brooklyn DeLay gets the big swing.
Great dig to transition kill there. Tuzzo getting it up with a one-arm play, and DeLay getting back for a dynamic approach. You can see it right here. O'Brien just dishing it perfectly for DeLay.
Well, those 66 digs were a testament to how tough Wofford played in that second set last night as the Wildcats shook off some rust. Somehow O'Brien sent that back, but it went to the wrong side of the antenna.
Singletary getting up on that B right there. Just a fast-paced ball, little further from the setter. That's been her bread and butter tonight, along with the slide behind.
UCLA jumped out to an early 5-1 lead in set one. Kentucky moved off to a 3-point lead later, and then they just went back and forth after that. Delay with a huge shot, but Shoemaker sent it back. Thigpen puts it down.
O'Brien needs to keep feeding Thigpen. She's been great on that right pin, even with blocking too. Getting back with the transition, look at her footwork. She's waiting on it. The Leverett's not there to close.
And Thigpen congratulated by her teammates as she checks out. And Molly Brezowitz comes back on. The transfer from Marquette, her sister, part of the championship team here. Bruins will try again. Leverett. Saved by Brezowitz. Delay. Punches it, but the Bruins keep it up. There's Brezowitz again. Not what they were looking for, so UCLA with a big chance. And Leverett gets the killer.
Need that connection between O'Brien and Hudson in the back row. Just was a little bit off, whether it was to the left of Hudson, just not really aligned with that back row. But good job by Leverett capitalizing on it.
I don't see many awkward moments like that between these two, but the Bruins took full advantage. Now Leverett will serve it. 8 kills for Sheridan. On the slide, but Washington short with it, and we're tied up.
Kentucky needs to get this next point. That ball just fell a little bit inside, hard for Washington to get around and have good range on it. Good pressure from the serve with Leverett.
Second tie of set number 2. Wildcats lead the match 1-0. Hudson with a miss hit, saved by Delay, and an easy kill for Singletary, the second lead of the set for UCLA. So a couple of mistakes by the Wildcats, and now the Bruins on a run. Leverett to serve it again. And the first service error of the night for either team ties us up again. Leverett last year an honorable mention All-America. I gotta think some more All-America honors are coming her way this year. Brooklyn Delay. Too much muscle. Brooklyn Delay used to be the only Kentucky player who used that power jump serve. She backed off the velocity, dramatically reduced her service errors, but UCLA now takes a 6-5 lead. Well, a diving attempt by Duffy to keep that alive, but Brooklyn Delay with a nice play to get that one going.
Great job by Kentucky just converting that pass, getting out of that rotation, and Hudson putting it away.
And Trinity Ward comes back on. 5'7" freshman at a Holy Cross High School in Louisville. Diving dig by Brezowitz. Hudson didn't get the swing she wanted. Urzwa, they send it right back. Maggie Lee, she says touch. Official says no. And it's a point for Kentucky. Now if the ref says play on. They looked at him, but nobody pleaded with him. You have to watch for that in this day of replay. But Trinity Ward will keep right on serving. Wildcats now with 3 straight points. A violation by UCLA. Rare mistake like that by the Bruins.
I believe the down ref was saying that 17 needs to be on a certain side or behind the setter with Duffy.
That would be Urzwa. Trinity Ward gets another swing. That is wide, no touch. A big swing by Briscoe. Got what she wanted, just couldn't keep it in bounds.
A little bit difficult there for her. I think it was a little bit low. If Duffy could just get her a little bit higher, definitely in next time.
Part of that powerful front line for UCLA, but the Wildcats prospering right now in this rotation. Good pass by Lee, but she had to take something off of it. Back row delay. Lee again. Defense is there, but the pancake was late, and UCLA finally breaks the Kentucky momentum.
And we're seeing a little bit more of Maggie Lee. Want to get her involved here. She's pretty neutral right now, hitting 0, but right here getting that kill. That's great for Maggie Lee.
3 kills, 3 errors, 3 digs for Maggie Lee, but has done a nice job again on serve receive. Kat Lutz serving again. 5'4", but plays big. Delay has to roll it. Great save by Schumacher. Carr with the pass and then the kill.
Great job by Carr there, just getting it high off on the net for O'Brien to get underneath it and demanding that ball. Great job.
Lizzie Carr looked a little surprised that it was her job to pass the ball. She rarely has to do that, but did a nice job, as you said, and she was rewarded. Duffy has to chase it down, and a free ball for the Wildcats, but a tough one. Tuzzo, big pin, off the hands of the Bruins.
Great choice by O'Brien here, knowing Thigpen's been a hot and heavy hand right now. That block was a little late to close, and Thigpen just maximized it.
Wildcats move out to their biggest lead of the set at 11-7. O'Brien, the freshman. That's wide, and Maggie Lee receives serve and then gets the kill.
Good pass to attack there by Maggie Lee. Getting her involved is great for UCLA's offense.
Well, you saw that all night last night, it seemed, for UCLA, where Lee would receive the serve. Next thing you know, she's putting one down. 12 kills, 10 digs. That began with a pass by Eva Hudson, and it ended thanks to Lizzie Carr.
Lizzie Carr just getting up here. O'Brien just feeding her kind of like a hot potato set, and it worked out for Kentucky.
And at 6'5", they can move so quickly with Lizzie Carr, those long arms. On the slide, Tuzzo can't handle it. There's Briscoe.
Duffy going against the grain here, putting on that fast tempo of the slide. Briscoe just getting behind, dynamic approach. Seeing that line is open with what's given with the block. Great job by UCLA.
Lola Schumacher serving. Wisconsin transfer, pops it over. Schumacher sends it right back. O'Brien, awkward, and UCLA's defense pays off. They caught O'Brien in a tough spot.
Good job by UCLA's defense. Their block here just patient and steady, putting those hands over the net. Kentucky just needs to stay a little bit more composed in those chaotic moments.
So back to a 2-point game. Schumacher serving. Carr and Thigpen, the Bruins are a little bit out of system, and it paid off for the Wildcats.
And have to look at the Wildcats serve receive. Schumacher doing a really good job of putting the ball kind of short on that 10-foot line, causing a lot of congestion on that right side of the court, but Kentucky was able to handle it.
Molly Tuzzo serving. Ace for the Wildcats, first of the night. Tuzzo with a couple of service aces against Texas in that SEC tournament final. Just cleared the net. Boy, Leverett, terrific set. Nothing Tuzzo could do with that.
She's 2 for 2 on that inside set. Duffy's got to keep beating her like that. Outside of that rotation, that is great.
That's a combination that has paid off all year long for UCLA as Urzua checks in. And Duffy will serve it. Won the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award this season. had 66 assists against Purdue in a win over the Boilermakers, 6 aces at Iowa. What a dig by Schumacher. And putting it down is Sheridan Leverett. Boy, Schumacher, terrific defense.
Great defense there. Schumacher just getting it up. And Duffy running to the ball, running to the net, knowing it's a little bit tight set. She faces towards the net and just lays it up for Leverett to get up there.
First team all Big Ten, a current Big Ten Player of the Week defensively. Bruins got a piece, so now they get a shot. Leverett. Long, no touch. And that brings us to the 15-point mark and a timeout on the floor. Wildcats by 3 here in set 2. They lead at 1-0 on ESPN1. Here in Lexington, top-seeded Kentucky with a 1-0 lead on number 8 UCLA. But around the country today, some of the seeded teams have gone down. And look at Michigan sweeping Xavier. Marquette sweeps 7-seeded Western Kentucky. The Florida Gators haven't had the regular season they like, but they are alive after the sweep of Rice and a 5-setter as Kansas State takes down the Toreros of San Diego. So they survive, they advance. And here in Lexington, the seeds have held so far, but it's early. UCLA fighting off Georgia Tech in 5 last night in a great match, and Kentucky shaking off sluggishness to beat Wofford. On the slide, Washington off the hands of the Bruins, and that time she got it where she wanted it.
Yes, great job by O'Brien dishing it out to Washington, really establishing her, because you know if this were to go 5 sets, O'Brien is relying on her pins, Hudson and delay later in the game.
And for the second time, Kentucky leads by 4. Brezowitz. On the overpass, Brooklyn delay makes it a 5-point lead. And before this one can get away, Alfie Ref wants to talk to his team. He's in his 3rd year at UCLA, a terrific playing career at Hawaii, went on to play professionally, and a couple of stints as an assistant coach before taking over in Westwood, and has the Bruins back in the NCAA tournament, but right now they're down by 5. Talking to Alfie Ref about the fact that he had that 7-year career over in Europe, and I asked him if he considered coaching in the future. He said, I always coached. But you can see the job he's done at UCLA, and was part of the U.S. women's national team and won a couple of gold medals in the Olympics. Worked for the legendary Karch Karai. We were so used to seeing UCLA in the NCAA tournament for so long. It was weird to see the Bruins on the sidelines, but they're back. And he has built an outstanding squad this year, as has Craig Skinner. Was an assistant coach at Nebraska before Mitch Barnhart hired him to take over the fortunes of volleyball here at Kentucky. And right now he's got a national championship banner, 9 straight SEC titles, and basically a full house tonight. And he has been really lobbying the Kentucky fans to show up and support his team, and they have done that. You can see the history of Kentucky volleyball up on the wall at the Coliseum, where in 1983 they played the NCAA Final Four here in the historic Memorial Coliseum. Hawaii won it that year. Brezowitz floats it over. Bruins handle it. Leverick has to roll it. Not exactly what UCLA wanted out of the timeout, obviously.
Starts with a serve from Brezowitz. Just placed it perfectly to 17, running across the court. Has to pass it, forced to pass it. Great job by Brezowitz there.
She'll serve it again. Went on a run last time. Miss hit. Leverett, no rescue for that one. The ace. And the Wildcats now lead it by 7.
See, Brezowitz is happy about that one. Happy to get an ace for her team, smiling over there. She's loose, she's having fun. She's getting aces.
That's her 4th of the tournament. 3 last night. Biggest lead of the night for either team. Leverett going right at Leverett. She'll take it back, but doesn't get the swing she wanted. O'Brien back row set to Hudson. No saving that one despite the effort by Maggie Lee. The Wildcats move out to 20-12.
Great ball control here, going back row to Hudson. Hudson knows that setter's in right back, and you can see that UCLA switched out Duffy for their other setter here, trying to give a different look, trying to get momentum coming back into UCLA's advantage.
Timeout Bruins. Getting late here in set number 2. Craig Skinner, a couple of weeks ago at a press conference, jumped up on the podium, basically the desk, and said, "I want to shout it from the rooftops." Then he went to the rooftop of Rupp Arena on the microphone, and finally at the UK swimming facility. That's just great video. And this week, that's the Fifth Third building here in Lexington. They sent a drone up along with Craig Skinner. You see the snow on the roof, and his pleas were heard by the Big Blue Nation. A great crowd at the renovated Memorial Coliseum. They did just a tremendous job, $80 million+ to turn this place into a showplace. And Craig Skinner has got the resume. And as usual, and you know this, Cam, like a lot of coaches, he and his assistants huddle as the new players would talk, and then both sides get together, and oftentimes it's the players doing more talking in the huddle.
Yes, yeah, definitely. You huddle together as players, talking about what you're seeing on the court, what you can do next, as the coaches are huddling up, kind of giving you the next play, what we're seeing, what you're defending, what block setup we want to do. So just a lot of information, but definitely important to talk about.
Well, our SEC network cameras caught a lot of that chatter in the huddle. As you can see, Eva Hudson's numbers, and I can't imagine what that's all about, but I'm sure that's between the players flapping their wings. But right now they're flying high with an 8-point lead. Make it 9. O'Brien and Kennedy Washington team up.
Kennedy Washington with just this calm composure, pressing her hands right over. Great job by O'Brien setting up that block. And you can see that Washington hedges a little bit towards that outside pin.
Brezowitz keeps right on serving. Saved by Hudson. O'Brien can't send it over. Finally, UCLA stops the bleeding.
Singletary keeping that in. A little bit of a low set for her, so she's just trying to keep it in, trying to make it work, and it turned out great for UCLA.
It was a 7-point run for the Wildcats. Now Leverett will serve it. You were there when I told Alfie Ref that I was here. That's how old I am. In '83 when Hawaii won at his alma mater. He was kind of tickled to hear that.
He was.
But it was a great week for volleyball here in Lexington, just as this week has been. O'Brien to delay. And a net violation on UCLA. Boy, Kentucky owns just about all the momentum right now, which has been very surprising given the level of play in set number 1.
And UCLA making some switches here, putting in number 14, Kiki Horn, to kind of give UCLA a different look on the offense.
And this is the first we've seen of Kiki Horn this week, sophomore out of Raleigh, North Carolina. They worked on setting her in practice 2 days ago. But that's Singletary. That's the big gun. That's her 11th kill.
If you're UCLA and you have a perfect pass and Singletary's up, you bet you are giving her the ball. She is just wanting the ball at each and every point and able to put it down for UCLA.
Just a redshirt junior, so whatever happens this season, the Bruins then look forward to having her back for another year. Carly Hendrickson, though, is a senior. She's serving. And obviously, this one means so much to her, being close to home. Overpass, but O'Brien to the rescue. But this time, the Bruins punch it through from the pin, and that's Maggie Lee.
Great job by Maggie Lee here, getting up on the board, getting that kill for UCLA.
So we'll see if this rotation pays off for the Bruins. They need a run. They've got to match that run Kentucky had because they're down 7. Somehow Kentucky keeps it alive, but a big chance for the Bruins, and DeLay can't keep it in bounds.
Kiki Horn there getting involved on that right side pin, just ready for it, ready for the kill cross court.
So 3 straight now for UCLA. Hendrickson getting it done from the serve line. At delay. And Hudson puts it down. And that's enough of that. The Wildcats are 2 points away from a 2-0 lead as Lizzie Carr checks in on that front line, and Trinity Ward will serve it. So UCLA makes a run. It just wasn't long enough for their shooting. Going to try to do it again. Trinity Ward has something to say about that. Right at Lee. And a free ball for the Wildcats. Back row delay off the hands of Schumacher. Set point for the Wildcats.
We've seen that before, delay out of the back row. She just has so much range, able to read the block and just paint the edges of the court. Great job by delay there.
So can the freshman wrap this one up? Just floats it, coddling. They set Lee. Lizzie Carr, defense for the Bruins. Lee. Coddling keeps it alive. DeLay does the same. Hudson, that's a winner for the Wildcats.
Great shot there by Hudson, going a sharp 4-4, way to end second set like that. She's in the 4 position and then is able to hit that sharp 4.
25-16, the Wildcats lead at 2-0. We're back with set number 3 on ESPN+. After a marathon first set won by the Kentucky Wildcats, the home team went on a 7-0 run late and made it stand up for that 25-16 victory. That's why Kentucky leads 2-0. Dick Gabriel, Cam Scheitzock. And you said off the top that it's going to be UCLA power and the size against Kentucky's aggressive serving. It's the serving that's been the difference.
Absolutely. Serving is such a difference maker right now. Both teams are putting pressure on the serve, making it really difficult to receive, and then set middles and pins to get everybody involved. So serving is such a key right now, and we're seeing it from both sides.
Well, if you saw the match yesterday with Georgia Tech, Singletary was incredible, and she's been every bit as much tonight.
Absolutely. Hitting over 500, really leading UCLA right now in the offense. Looking to get more involved right here, and that starts with the pass. Starts with the pass with a good serve from Kentucky. Want to get her involved, want to get Duffy within the 10 and dish it out to Singletary.
And it's been the dynamic duo for Kentucky. I know it's a cliche, but what else do you call Brooklyn DeLay and Eva Hudson?
DeLay is having a night. Again, talking about that range, that high volleyball IQ, utilizing that block, and just finding the deep pockets.
And Eva Hudson, 5 digs. She's been tremendous on defense. How about 12 kills, 0 errors?
And we can say, have a night, have a night. She is feeling it, just the competitive leader that she is. She's fearless, she wants the ball. Definitely a go-to for Kentucky, and shows that range, cross-court and deep line.
Hudson, you're right, is incredibly competitive, but so is Brooklyn DeLay. Maybe not nearly as demonstrative, but DeLay so used to being the bell cow, if you will, last year's SEC Player of the Year, and you can see when they team up, boy, Kentucky's so tough to stop. That's why only 2 teams have stopped them this year, but when you've got 2 pin hitters like that, one's going to be in the pin, of course, one will be in the back row, and they both want it so badly, everybody else just kind of falls in behind them. Singletary so great last night, 22 kills, and in terms of the hitting percentage, even better tonight. She's phenomenal.
Great job by Singletary. Just like you said, having a night, really leading UCLA here. UCLA coming out of second set really needs to find something in this third set, some momentum shift, getting hitters involved, getting everybody involved here.
Both she and Leverett first team all conference. And we are underway in set number 3. Dig by Urzwa. Cats try it again with DeLay. Took a little something off, why not?
DeLay finding that power tip. Power tip is really, it almost looks like you're dunking a basketball. You were just pulling that tip down, and DeLay really has perfected that.
I got to think it's a little easier to direct the ball, send it where you want it.
Absolutely.
Molly Brezowicz back to serve. She went on that long serving run when the Cats locked up set number 2. On the slide, Singletary, and Molly Tuzzo got a face full of volleyball. We're all tied up.
Great set by Duffy here, and you know Singletary's watching that ball, waiting for it to fall into Duffy's hands, and just sees that line availability. And of course, the reaction at the end.
About 15 feet away, and there's a ball coming about 45 miles an hour at you. That started with a great pass from the back row, and the Wildcats make it 2-1. As
Great
Brooklyn
pass.
DeLay picks it up.
Great pass, and O'Brien doing a really good job of holding Singletary. Singletary kind of has a little bit of a hesitant step, and O'Brien was able to get that one-on-one.
Has to honor all those players on the front. Singletary got the swing, but the Wildcats keep it alive. Nice dig by Schumacher. Over to Leverett. That's a winner down the line for the Bruins.
Looking at it here, great up and great ball all the way out to the pin, and that line is just really available for Leverett.
And she will serve it for the Bruins. 11 kills, 4 digs, couple of blocks. Back set off the hands of Leverett, and Kennedy Washington comes up with her 3rd kill of the night.
Good job by O'Brien getting that ball out to the pin for Washington. Washington's been great on that slide. Really good job from O'Brien here, getting it to the pin, making a hittable ball, just that tempo and that pace.
O'Brien took over the starting job early in the year, and as you can see, the top freshman in the SEC. Seems like every week she was either freshman of the week or setter of the week. Quick set to Urzwa, that's long. It looked like a pretty good set to her, but just couldn't keep it in bounds. Trinity Ward checks back in. She served out, and that's an ace. That's the 5th of the night for the Wildcats.
Great job by Trinity Ward, just putting that ball perfect. You can see Duffy, Singletary, and Kong are all here, kind of in that right front. That is, when you serve right there, it's really congested, hard to get out of and pass.
3-point lead for the Wildcats. Floater. Urzwa rejected, but that's wide. And a point for the Bruins.
High volleyball IQ there, utilizing the high hands and just tooling it out and getting the point for the Bruins.
Urzwa, just a freshman from Santa Barbara, part of that bright future for UCLA. Helped her beach team win a national championship in high school. Eva Hudson. How about 13 kills and no errors?
Great job by Hudson, utilizing those high hands. Just need Kong just to press over a little bit more. She kind of was just a little bit straight up there. Great job by Hudson noticing that.
Cassie O'Brien to serve it. Katy, Texas. Kong with a big swing off the hands of the Wildcats. Louisville native. Not too far from home. You know, when UCLA played without her, they struggled a bit. They're 10-3 with her appearing for the Bruins.
Great set by Duffy there, pushing her out all the way to the pin.
Kat Lutz, born in Russia, adopted, grew up in Southern California. Hudson, dig by Schumacher. Quick attack, but Wildcats send it right back. Urzwa again. Lizzie Carr keeps it alive. Tuzzo with a set. Great defense by UCLA. You saw Hudson try to kick it to keep it alive, and folks, that's legal in volleyball. And not that unusual, is it?
No, not that unusual. Great job by Duffy there, really setting up the block, communicating with Briscoe when to go over, and hands all the way over the net. Great block there.
1-point game. Asia Thigpen goes off speed.
Asia Thigpen with the touch. Point Kentucky.
Great night for Thigpen here, hitting over 500. Doesn't have to be a hard kill, don't have to bounce the ball. She just has that volleyball IQ of how to score with that off speed.
5th kill in 8 swings, no errors, hitting .625. And Thigpen with 3 blocks at 5'10". Back row. The net held it up for the Wildcats. Delay. Saved by Lutz. Urzwa down the line. She's going to get done on that far side for UCLA.
Great ball control here by UCLA. Great dish out to the pin by Duffy. And able to go down line even with Thigpen taking it a little bit.
Urzwa 14 kills in the win over Michigan, the 5-setter. Lizzie Carr smacked it, but Schumacher again. Leverett has to roll it. Mishit. Thigpen couldn't save it. A rare mistake by the Wildcats. The Bruins take full advantage. They tie it up. Second tie of the match. And we're ready to go. Urzwa will serve it. Delay the pass and the swing. Boy, Schumacher has been busy all night. O'Brien late with a pancake, and UCLA takes the first lead that it has held since the first set.
Great up by Schumacher there. She's just the anchor for UCLA's defense. It definitely starts with a block, but Schumacher's able to work around it and get it up.
So Urzwa serving again. Back row, Hudson. Wrong side of the pin. Tied up.
And that offensive play really worked well for Kentucky because you have Lizzie Carr coming straight at the setter, and then you have Hudson right behind her. So very difficult for a middle to choose which one to go up with and block.
Molly Tuzzo. Leverett keeps it in bounds. Great swing.
3 for 3 on that inside set. We've seen it each time. Kentucky definitely needs to do some adjustments. Asia Thigpen definitely communicated with Washington, but Leverett is very much unstoppable in that set.
Bruins retake the lead. Thigpen right through the defense. Great angle.
Thigpen making it work. O'Brien definitely went against the grain so that UCLA's middle had to work to get out to that opposite pin, and Thigpen was able to score for Kentucky.
Tie number 4 here in the set. 18 ties in set number 1. 12 lead changes. Service error. Bruins retake the lead.
Point UCLA. Egrin Gall returns for the Bruins.
Second service error of the night by the Wildcats. Bruins also with 2. And Duffy to serve. Washington to the rescue. Big swing, and there's Schumacher to the rescue again, but can't keep it in bounds. Heads up play by Kennedy Washington.
Great job there by Delay, recognizing that that pass is just falling right on top of her, so best option is just to go and swing for it.
So again, back and forth. Set number 2 was tight for a while till the Wildcats pulled away. Schumacher has to set it. That's wide. Leverett thought it was good. Oh, illegal touch.
Point Kentucky.
Love the ball control on UCLA's side in terms of setting that high out of system ball, just falling perfect for Leverett.
The Wildcats retake the lead. Brooklyn Delay will serve it. Hudson. High hands for the Bruins. Quick set, Singletary, but there's Brezowitz. Hudson puts it away.
Eva Hudson, point
Ava Hudson tops in the country among active players when it comes to D1 kills by a comfortable margin over maybe Collier of Wisconsin. Wildcats benefiting all year long, but another service error for Kentucky.
Out of bounds. Point UCLA.
The Bruins trying to take advantage. Service errors can be momentum killers. Sheridan Leverett will come back and serve it again. 17 kills against Michigan State. 21 against Indiana. 6 blocks last night against Georgia Tech. Quick attack. Cassie O'Brien gets the center dump.
Love how O'Brien puts that in right here in the third set. She has established her pin, she's established her middles, and she's going to catch UCLA's defense just like that. Great job by O'Brien recognizing that.
Trinity Ward will serve it. Lizzie Carr checks in on that front row. Her brother Andrew played basketball here last year at Kentucky. Part of a team that made a good NCAA tournament run, and his sister hoping to do the exact same thing, and UCLA turns it around, makes it a 1-point game again.
Duffy getting Singletary involved there definitely needed that to happen. We've seen before that Kentucky has really put pressure for Singletary to pass the ball, which takes her out to be an available option. So great job by Duffy recognizing that she needs to feed her the ball. 13
kills now for Singletary. 1 error, hitting 600. And Hendrickson checks back in to serve. Change of speeds, saved by Duffy. Kong has it sent right back. They'll try it again with Urzwa. Hands are there for the Wildcats. Tuzzo the set. Hudson tried to punch it. Kong again. No touch. Point for the Wildcats.
Point Kentucky.
Winning those rallies are really important. It's about winning the long rallies, winning the long game. Great job by Kentucky doing that.
It's the second time Kong tried to cut it through the defense, just could not keep it in bounds. O'Brien serving. Down the line to a Lee. Kong again. Free ball. Lizzie Carr. Saved by Hudson. She's got to roll it. Schumacher to set. Everybody out of system, but it pays off for the Bruins.
So smart going high hands there, knowing that there's going to be a tall block. She utilizes those high hands to get the point for UCLA.
And Kat Lutz checks back in. Played in all 30 matches last year with 11 starts. Been vital to this UCLA team. 13 digs in the 5-set win over Michigan State. On the overpass, Duffy gets the kill and ties it up.
Duffy just having fun as a setter front row. No better feeling than getting an overpass and getting that kill for your team.
That's her first kill tonight, along with 34 assists and 6 digs. Lutz will serve it again. Cats have led by as many as 3. Rejection up front by UCLA. Kentucky will try it again. Now a free ball. Briscoe had to pull back on it. Lizzie Carr got a swing. And the Wildcats are the first to 15. We will step out here in set number 3. Kentucky leads the match 2-0 on ESPN+. Back in Lexington, Dick Gabriel Camp Scheidsock at the NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament as Kentucky is looking for a sweep, which would have been, as we said at the beginning of the match, unexpected, but the Wildcats winning those first 2 sets. Needed 30 points to win the first one, ran off with the second. UCLA is battling here in the third. It is 15-14. The Bruins trying to keep their season alive. Eva Hudson to serve for the Wildcats. 14 kills, 1 error, hitting .371. Out of the break, set to the right side, but it comes right back, and Urzwa gets the kill. Briscoe got a good swing at it.
UCLA
we're
is
tying it up.
Yeah, UCLA is definitely excited after that one, ready to convert here.
Garza's going to serve it. Singletary on the sideline right now. Izzy Carr puts it down for the Wildcats. Kentucky needs to try to take advantage of this rotation with Singletary on the sideline. Now Molly Toza will serve it. Singletary begins to make her way to the scorer's table. So looking to go on a run. Leverett tried to hit him where they ain't, but there was Hudson. Schumacher, another tough dig, but an overpass. Thigpen off the high hands. On the slide, Briscoe.
Duffy trusting Briscoe to go fast with this fast tempo on the slide. Fell a little bit inside, but she knows that Briscoe is off that 10, a little bit harder shot. Great job by Briscoe, just maximizing that opportunity, finding that seam.
9th tie, the 3rd set. It's beginning to resemble set number 1. Schumacher with a knuckleball. Delay, change of speeds. Lutz tried to slide the pancake in there, but the Wildcats retake the lead.
And we talked about a delay, just such a high volleyball IQ, great range. She can bounce the ball, she can score with off speed, she can score out of the back row. Great job by delay there.
Molly Brezowitz with 1 ace to her credit tonight. On the slide, Singletary checks back in and immediately makes an impact.
If you're Kentucky, knowing that Singletary's front row and there is a perfect pass, or really within the 10, you have to know that Singletary is getting the ball.
Not a whole lot you can do about it. Just try to be there. Duffy to serve. Overpass. And how about that? You'd rather be lucky than good sometimes.
Not like UCLA to have just a little bit of a communication error there. Looking to convert out of this serve-receive rotation.
Wildcats retake the lead. And Brooklyn DeLay will serve it. Cassie O'Brien credited for that kill. Service error.
All served out of bounds. Point UCLA.
Wildcats now with their 4th. Seems like each time, though, it's added momentum at just the right time for UCLA, a Kentucky service error. Bruins have only committed 2 service errors. And Leverett's going to serve it now. That's Eva Hudson. Delay, Brian Hudson. It's happened all year.
Hudson utilizing those high hands. Singletary is just a little late to close, and just a little bit of gap between Kong and Singletary. But Hudson utilized those high hands and got the point for Kentucky.
19-18. Trinity Ward checks in. So does Sakura Podling. Freshman out of Cincinnati. And a timeout, UCLA. Trying to slow the Wildcats. Looking for the flush as one of the top seeds, along with those undefeated Cornhuskers. The Longhorns let the SEC tournament final get away. You could see Kentucky and Texas again in the Final Four, and Pitt still looking for his first NCAA championship. We're playing here in historic Memorial Coliseum, which used to be the home for UK men's and women's basketball. The UK women still play here. The men, when they played here starting in the 50s, this place, believe it or not, held 11,000. That was like 3 renovations ago. And back in the day, Kentucky played UCLA for the first time in 1951. The coaches, guys named Adolph Rupp, John Wooden. Wildcats won that one in a blowout, 84-53, behind 34 points from Cliff Hagan, who was an All-American here, Basketball Hall of Famer, and had an office right upstairs for a long time as the athletics director. Wildcats won the first 4 meetings between these 2 teams, and the first time UCLA ever beat Kentucky in men's basketball was a painful one for the Big Blue Nation. 1975 in the NCAA championship game in San Diego. Wildcats had upset Bob Knight's undefeated Indiana Hoosiers and went on to the Final Four, beat Syracuse. UCLA upset Louisville. Two teams played, and John Wooden got the better of Joe B. Hall. UK fans are still bitter about that one, but UCLA with John Wooden's final NCAA title. Out of the timeout, Singletary is long with it. Well, that was a textbook play for UCLA, but Singletary couldn't keep it in bounds.
Trinity Ward putting pressure on UCLA right here. We've seen it before. She's going for that zone 2 kind of midi is what they call it, serve to fall right in front of Codling and right by Singletary.
So out of the timeout, it's Kentucky scoring. Codling, not a great pass. Urzwa. Ward with a set. High hands for the Bruins, keeping it alive. Urzwa, not the greatest set. The Wildcats alive with it. Schumacher again. Quick set, Singletary. O'Brien, a blind attack. Back row, Brooklyn delay, that's wide. Wasn't pretty, but UCLA will take it.
Chaotic plays here, just want to make sure that you're keeping calm, keeping the ball high, and just getting good swings on it, keeping the ball up.
Singletary will serve it. Back to a 1-point game. Cats look for the sweep. Hudson cuts it through the defense. 16 kills.
Just finds it right there in front of the left back. You got Conley deep back there, but Hudson just finds it right in front of her. Hard ball to defend there.
She is just an expert at playing that angle around those long arms. Off the high hands of the Wildcats. Urzwa pulls the Bruins back to within 1. She has been a key tonight for UCLA. And now Lutz will serve it. Bruins need a run. Off the high hands, it's Eva Hudson.
Smart swing here by Hudson, noticing that Duffy is also front row, smaller block compared to Briscoe, and utilizes Duffy's hands right there to tool the block and get the point.
So she goes with the angle the last time, this time off the high hands. She can play it all. On the slide, an ugly point, but they'll take it.
Point UCLA.
And once again, it's Brooklyn Briscoe picking up the slack with her 4th kill. Urzwa will serve it again. Well, you got to like these young players on the UCLA squad. Rejected, but alive. Delay again. And again, finds the angle.
Great job by Delay, working hard, transitioning off the net, getting that kind of redemption swing. She got blocked the first one and able to get through on that second one.
Timeout UCLA. It's getting late in the season for the Bruins. Kentucky is 2 points away, but as we've mentioned so many times on the broadcast, momentum can shift so quickly in this sport, more so than any other sport I've ever covered. That's what UCLA needs now, a long run, of course.
If you're UCLA talking in this timeout, somebody's got to step up, and it starts with a pass. Getting that pass within the 10-foot line, getting Duffy the ball so she's able to dish it out to the pins, or even perfectly to the middle, in the middle of the court.
Mariana Singletary has done what she can. 14 kills, a couple of errors, .522 hitting percentage. She has been a treat to watch for the fans here in Lexington. A couple of digs, 2 blocks, directing traffic, getting it done in the middle on the pins. A lot of fun to watch.
Just so dynamic in her approach and just able to find the pockets of the deep court and score for UCLA.
Transferred in from Texas, and she has been everything the Bruins would hope she would be as an all-conference player, and just having a great time here in Lexington. Huge last night with a career night in the 5-set win over Georgia Tech, and trying to keep her team close. Leverett as well, 13 kills. Urza was up to 7. Maggie Lee has been strangely silent with 6 kills on the sideline right now, as Alfie Reft has gone a little bit more for speed and defense tonight. Molly Tuzzo would love to close this thing out. Big swing Leverett. How about Tuzzo's dig? Delay. Sent right back to her. Overpass. Actually didn't even clear the net. Out of the timeout, a huge point for the Bruins.
Need to definitely use this opportunity. Right there within 2 points, UCLA can definitely convert this and push it to a 4th set.
Lola Schumacher, the first team all Big Ten selection. Led the league in digs with 454. She'll serve it. Off speed. Brooklyn Delay with a changeup. Match point.
Great range by Delay, noticing that she can score with that off speed.
And now Brezowitz checks in. She'll serve it for the Wildcats, trying to pull off the sweep of the 8th-seeded UCLA Bruins. Leverett. Bruins stay alive.
You see a little bit of a stare down from Leverett getting that kill. She is wanting to compete, definitely wanting to be the go-to for this UCLA team.
Still match point. Set 1 went to 30. And both teams had multiple match point or set points opportunities. Duffy. Delay. Out.
Point UCLA.
And a challenge by Craig Skinner. He listens to his players, and almost 80% of the time he's right on his challenges. The Bruins obviously immediately said no
Kentucky is
touch.
challenging, the ball is in.
Oh, they said it was in, so it's not an issue of a touch. I thought it was long, Coach.
I did too. This will be a pivotal point for UCLA.
Well, the match hangs on this decision. I don't know that I see a touch there. Again, the Hawkeye technology is available at the scorer's table. Tough to say right there, but that was right in front of us. And honestly, I thought it was out.
I did too.
I think that angle shows it was. But I'm never right. So if you're a Kentucky fan, oh, they are looking at the touch as well. There we go.
After review, the call is confirmed, the ball is out.
So Bruin fans who have made the trip are on their feet. And of course, the Big Blue Nation not happy with that decision, but the camera doesn't lie. And so Kate Duffy is hoping to go on a mini run. You got to win by 2. In.
Great swing by Delay there. She wanted that one, redeeming the last one that was a little bit too long. Good job by O'Brien, trusting her outside, dishing that out, and getting Delay the kill.
Alfie Rep with a challenge, which of course gives him a chance to talk to his team.
UCLA is challenging that the ball was out.
Smart decision by ref. Crowd loves to boo. Everybody on their feet. But if you're Alfie ref, you got to do what you got to do.
After review, the call is confirmed. The ball is in. UCLA will lose their last challenge.
That's a challenge worth burning if you're that young man and you're trying to keep your season alive. Wildcats now 1 point away from an unexpected sweep here in Lexington, especially after that first set. UCLA had opportunity after opportunity to win it. Brooklyn delay. Overpass pays off for UCLA. The mistake by the Wildcats.
Leverett with just that power tip, just like the dunking in basketball, she's just able to pull it down and get UCLA that point.
And she'll serve it. So Kentucky, twice as serve for the match. Wide, and UCLA takes the lead.
Leverett putting pressure on the serve here. Hudson swing just a little bit out, but it gives Leverett another opportunity to serve.
And a timeout for the Wildcats. They led it 24-22. But now they trail it 26-25. A lot at stake for UCLA, a first regional appearance since 2021. Wildcats want to get back to where they have been 8 of the last 9 years. And what a great night for volleyball in Lexington. Bruins know if they can get it, just get it to the next set, they got a chance. It's exactly what the Wildcats were saying to each other down in Savannah against Texas in the SEC championship match. If you can win, you take on the winner of Southern Cal and Cal Poly. Interesting matchup with Arizona State against the giant killer Utah State, an upset winner. And boy, that UNI Creighton match is going to be something else. All part of the Kentucky quadrant, hoping to play into next week. So the Bruins in a match, a set that's been tied 13 times with 3 lead changes. We'll try to force a mistake by the Wildcats. That's Lola Schumacher. No aces so far tonight for the Bruins. It's Leverett who's going to serve it. Off the high hands, we're tied. No secret where Kentucky was going to go.
Absolutely, what I was just about to say, O'Brien going to her go-to, Hudson knowing she's going to put that ball away. Great dish, getting it out to the pin, giving Hudson range down the line, and also had the opportunity to go cross court.
Washington serving. Naturally, you go to Singletary. Good pass from Urzwa.
Singletary,
UCLA back in business.
confident that's in. Great dish by Duffy there, just getting her the ball and getting a point for UCLA.
So for the second time, set point. Singletary will serve it. 15 kills on the night. Eva Hudson was not going to be denied.
You're UCLA, you know that ball's going to Hudson. Like taking a hedge out there, just getting that block set up. Hudson able to move around that block and just bounce that ball.
Urzwa off the high hands. And again, the Bruins take the lead.
Gotta talk about Duffy there, able to get tight to the net, do a one-hand set out to the pin.
And Kiki Horn will check in to serve it again. Second time we've seen her tonight. Set point for the Bruins. Service error. A little too much adrenaline maybe. It's like two heavyweight fighters just slugging it out. Saw the same thing in set one. There's a good pass. Right back to her. That's in. The officials disagree. And the Wildcats are confused. And Craig Skinner is challenging. I believe the Wildcats thought it was out. That's all really it could have been.
Kentucky is challenging the ball out.
All right, we'll see what we've got. I don't know. That looked out. And again, any part of the ball that touches any part of the line. Cassie O'Brien immediately set out. Lizzie Carr, the back row. That's an even better angle, it looks like. The shadow of the ball might have been over the line, but again, Hawkeye technology available to the officials, and they're taking their time on this one.
After review, the callers confirm the ball is in. Kentucky loses their challenge.
A rare challenge that gets away from the Wildcats.
Another set point Bruins.
Set point for the fourth time for UCLA. Urza to serve it. Big opportunity. Tuzzo with a save, but they ran out of room, and UCLA comes back to win set number 3, and we play on here in Lexington. For the second time, 30-28, Cats lead at 2-1 on ESPN+. What a match you have going here in Lexington as Kentucky leads at 2-1. 2 sets going to 30, and the Bruins stay alive in set number 3. Dick Gabriel, Cam Scheitzock. Sets 1 and 3 are exactly what we thought we would see tonight. Set 2 is a bit of an anomaly as Kentucky ran away. I think we're going to see more of the same.
We knew these two teams were intense, playing with grit, the will to win. Everything is on the line right now, so they are going after it.
Kentucky's got that double hitter kill combination, and then Sheridan Leverett just tremendous for UCLA, keeping them in the match.
She's absolutely going for it, swinging. We've seen a lot of success with her kind of having that grip set that's a little bit inside the court, and she just nails it cross court.
And meanwhile, Mariana Singletary, after a career night last night with 15 kills and hitting .542. So, yeah, Hudson and DeLay, they're dynamite, but Leverett and Singletary tonight have been just as dynamic. And here we go with Hudson serving to open set 4. And immediately UCLA to Singletary. And immediately the Wildcats to Brooklyn DeLay.
Great dig to transition kill there. That was incredible by Kentucky. And also, got to talk about Molly Tuzzo and just her athletic ability to set, just like she's a setter, going off of 1.
Singletary, but Tuzzo's there. Big pin. She's been terrific all night from that right side.
You're Kentucky, you are feeding Big Pen all night. She's been great for them, just finding that seam, finding that open court.
7 kills, hitting .583. Dig by O'Brien, they keep it in bounds. Tuzzo with a set. And DeLay gets the kill.
Duffy switched it up there, keeping Leverett a little bit more on the pin rather than coming inside. And then Kentucky was able to convert that with DeLay getting the kill.
Miss hit and a service error. That stops the Kentucky momentum at 3-1. Rare mistake by the All-American Hudson. Kate Duffy. She'll serve it. Kiki Horn checks back in on that front row for the Bruins. Quick set, Lizzie Carr. O'Brien got it right where she wants it.
Lizzie Carr really successful right now being in front of O'Brien. O'Brien just dishing it perfect for her, getting it high, and Carr is able to convert to a kill.
So now Kennedy Washington replaces Carr, and Puzzo will serve. And another service error by the Wildcats. Just showed you that number a minute ago. It's up to 6. But Kentucky, as you said, an aggressive serving team. 5 aces to go along with those errors. Leverett to serve. Well, delay with a pass and then wraps things up on the assist by Cassie O'Brien.
O'Brien able just to lay it right up there for delay, kind of a fast set, and delay able to utilize the hands of the block and get the point for Kentucky.
When you think about Cassie O'Brien as a freshman, wins the job once the season began and has to learn how to set both delay, Hudson, Carr, Thigpen, like any elite setter. Rescued by the Bruins. Big swing by Horn, but there's Kentucky. Back row Hudson over the defense. Defense again for the Cats. Heads up play by O'Brien, free ball UCLA. Miss hit on the pass to Kentucky, sets Washington. Tezzo did what she could, but UCLA survives the out-of-system chaos.
UCLA able to win that long rally. That's what you want, especially now in the first set. You want the team that is continuing to go the full length and winning those long rallies.
So that's Mariana Singletary. Boy, a great serve. Tuzzo could not send it back in. That's the first ace of the night for UCLA.
Powerful serve here by Singletary. Her height helps her where she's getting up on that ball. That trajectory is so hard to pass because it's coming straight down.
A lot of top spin. Back-to-back aces by Singletary. That was more of a knuckleball.
Great job by Singletary here. Incredible work, incredible lead for UCLA.
Delay. High hands. Point for the Wildcats.
O'Brien able to get it out to the pin just off of 1 foot there. That's just like a melody, just a little bit of magic there, pushing it out, giving delay the option to go line and also cross court.
And now she'll serve it. Delay with 25 kills. Heads up play by Brooklyn Briscoe. For their 5th kill of the night, takes advantage of the open spot.
High IQ, just a little soft tap to go right over the block and land right behind it. Hard to defend that.
We're tied at 6. Lutz to serve. Washington on the slide, but the Bruins were ready for it. And Briscoe with a block.
Great block set up by UCLA, pressing over, waiting for Kennedy Washington to take that swing and puts their hands back towards facing the court. So it's a point for UCLA.
Lutz to serve again. 3 digs on the night for Lutz. Eva Hudson right down the line. Eyes it up. Kill number 20.
Having that line, it's hard to defend Hudson when she has has such a variety of range.
Trinity Ward will serve it. Wildcats like this rotation. Off the hands of Brezowitz.
Point UCLA.
See Duffy running Leverett in the back row. She just jumps so high that she has range, able to paint the edges of the court even with a double block.
Leverett with the kill. Her 17th. Got a clean look and a big swing. Here's Urzwa. Hudson. Nothing you can do about that. Schumacher gave it her best.
Hudson hyping up her team. She wants that ball. She wants it. Great placement by O'Brien here, giving Hudson the best ball.
Eva, the senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Tuzzo has to set. Tuzzo again setting Hudson. This time it pays off.
Back to back for Hudson. She's just having herself a night. Able to get a kill in system and out of system. That is a great outside hitter.
And you saw Tuzzo had to step in front of O'Brien to set it, and set a really good ball for Hudson. Tuzzo again setting, and again it's Hudson. Net violation.
Net violation. Point Kentucky.
You know, you go back to that second set when UCLA kind of fell apart. There were a handful of violations that were unlike UCLA. But when it's been clean, it's just been terrific on both sides. Leverett punches it down.
Shannon Leverett, the kill.
And like you say, she gets up so high with that. Straight up and straight down.
That power tip. Hard ball from Duffy, pushing it all the way out to the pin. Leverett thought that it was going to fall a little bit inside, so she had to readjust, but was able to get the point for UCLA.
Schumacher. Service error. Fourth by the Bruins. Wildcats slip off to a 2-point lead. Led by as many as 3. What a swing by Everett. She says no stopping that.
No stopping that. Great high volleyball IQ, going that high hands, and it resulted in a 4-4 shot. Meaning Leverett is hitting out of the 4 zone and trying to get that ball on the same side, on the opposite side of the court.
Played the angle perfectly, and Duffy will serve now. The Bruins trailing by 1. Dig by Schumacher. Can they find it? Yeah, they sure did. And Leverett gets a big swing. Off the hands of the Bruins. What a heads-up play by Tuzzo.
Great job by DeLay, recognizing she's a little tight to the net and utilizing those high hands. That's a high-level play because when you hit it high hands, it's so hard to defend as it goes beyond the court.
And the swing Everett got was amazing given the fact that ball was heading for the bleachers. Tuzzo. Pancake for O'Brien, but net violation for the Wildcats.
Leverett really utilizing that off speed. She's recognizing she doesn't have to take a heavy swing, go cross court, can just put it right over the block, making it really hard to defend and getting O'Brien to pass that first ball.
Likely would have been a kill if not for the net violation after she changed speeds. Off Urzwa, right at her, number 17 versus number 17. And Brooklyn DeLay with her 27th kill.
27, she's having herself a night. That power arm.
Ariana Singletary with 22 kills last night against Georgia Tech. Brooklyn DeLay says, I can match that number. Eva Hudson with 22 tonight. Diving dig by Tuzzo. Change of speeds by Brooklyn DeLay.
Both teams really utilizing that soft tip that just falls right over the block, so hard to defend. Does that right side reach back and try to play it? Does the right back get it? It's so hard to communicate that. Definitely need to just say, I'm getting that ball if Kiki Horn's getting it or if Duffy's getting it.
Jesuits serving. Off the hands of the Wildcats, Singletary to the rescue.
UCLA.
Singletary just needs that ball a little bit higher. Given her height, given her vertical, she just needs it a little bit higher.
Greg Skinner said that was out. I thought that was a point UCLA, but it was a point Kentucky, and that makes it 15-11. I think the UCLA Bruins thought it was a point for them as well, but Kentucky first to 15 and will step out. Wildcats by 4. They lead at 2-1 on ESPN+. By 4, and that young lady right there, one of the biggest reasons, Eva Hudson, as you can see, 22 kills tonight. Her partner, Brooklyn DeLay, with 28. And this is the third time that they have combined for 20 kills plus each. But that's a service error by the Wildcats.
What UCLA?
But boy, these Kentucky outside hitters just overwhelming throughout the SEC.
Harley Hendrickson into the line for the Bruins, and she will serve.
And the confusion at the end of that last run by Kentucky, the officials simply pointed the wrong way, and the point went up the wrong way. But it was the 15th, obviously, for the Wildcats. Delay. Hendrickson just couldn't handle it, and who can on a shot like that?
Great ball control by Kentucky. O'Brien getting her hips around and getting that ball all the way out to the pin. Gives her outside the best range, the best option.
Brooklyn DeLay out of high school, the Kansas Player of the Year. Another service error by the Wildcats, helping the Bruins stay close. Craig Skinner said Brooklyn DeLay committed to Kentucky in the 8th grade at a camp, but nobody knew she was going to be this kind of Brooklyn DeLay. But she has blossomed, obviously, at Kentucky. He recruited Eva Hudson 3 times, and finally, after a great career at Purdue, she came through the portal and materialized in Lexington. Just a miss hit you could see going up Lutz, let the ball get away from her. Service error, and the Bruins give it right back. Brooklyn DeLay, first team all-conference, as you can see, an All-American last year. Mentioned earlier, Player of the Year and Freshman of the Year as well in 23, and a timeout. And you knew you could count on DeLay for another big season, but I don't know that anybody, maybe Craig Skinner did, thought that he would get this kind of year out of Eva Hudson, but clearly playing on the other side of the floor, or the other corner, I might say, DeLay and Hudson have just fed off each other. Brooklyn has really shouldered a lot of the load tonight, hasn't she?
She has. Looking at this hard transition off the net, great range, keeping it open, utilizing that block. Also the off speed, she's just able to handle it all. Great range, painting the back of the court, not only cross court, but also line, and just finding that seam within the block. Definitely a key to Kentucky's success tonight.
The great thing about her game, we saw this in the championship match with Texas in the SEC tournament, in terms of the kills and the hitting percentage. Didn't have a great game. Texas sold out to stop her, did a wonderful job, but she passed, she dug, played defense, she blocked. So Brooklyn DeLay, like Eva Hudson, can do it all. And as you can see, Silken Leverett, Cassie O'Brien with a career high now, 57 assists. And both teams are hitting the ball well. That kind of match.
Absolutely. It's a matter of tough serves, keeping the ball up, being stopped on defense, getting passes to your setter, and your setter being able to distribute that ball.
The Wildcats serve for the match a couple of times in set number 3, looking for the sweep, but UCLA would not let the Wildcats get away. And now Kentucky looking for a run behind Trinity Ward. Duffy to the rescue, but a free ball now for the Cats. They said, Hudson, you know when you got to send that free ball over, you're in trouble.
And that's what you need to do. You need to utilize those free balls. Those are opportunities to run plays, get the point, convert. And that's what Hudson just did.
Started with a good pass, a good set. Ward will serve it again, up 5. That's in, and a huge hit by Urzwa. She struggled a bit last night against Georgia Tech. She's been big tonight.
Urzwa having this dynamic approach, seeing that O'Brien's a little bit of a smaller block, trying to block her line, and she's finding that deep cross pocket.
Had 4 kills last night, but 4 blocks to go with it. And tonight, 11 kills, hitting .333. Dig by Leverett, but the Wildcats get another shot. Hudson goes off speed. And the Bruins can't handle it.
UCLA struggling a little bit with that tip right behind the block, falling right between either the outside or the right back. Definitely want to maximize that if you're Kentucky right now.
Asia Thigpen checks back in. We haven't seen her for a while. Replaces Brezowitz, so a little more power on the Kentucky front. O'Brien serves. Long. Briscoe thought it was in, but it's 2014. She got the swing she wanted, but ran out of room.
Good choice by Duffy there, going against the grain and finding Briscoe. Briscoe just needing to keep it in.
Easing away now, a 6-point lead. Nothing's been easy. Nice job to save it by Duffy. Can the Wildcats make something out of it? Joust, still alive. Free ball. What a defensive stop for the Wildcats. Leverett put everything she had into that, but it was sent right back by Thigpen and Lizzie Carr.
Great
Timeout
block.
UCLA.
Great block setup by Thigpen. Carr just finding it right there. Leverett probably thought that ball was going to go a little bit further out to the pin. Needs to be communicated there that she's going to be inside. Great job by Kentucky.
Block assist by Carr and Thigpen. Makes it 21-14, and the Kentucky crowd on its feet again. Lizzie Carr with 4 blocks now total. Asia Thigpen with 4. You got 5'10", standing next to 6'5", but they teamed up and got it done.
Thigpen definitely one of those players that's just super intense, super competitive, the player you want beside you on the court. Great block setup by her. She has a great volleyball IQ, and also just having a great night, hitting over 500. If I were O'Brien, I would keep feeding Thigpen right now.
In set number 3, UCLA was down 2, called a timeout, came out and went on a run, served for the set 4 times before they could finally put it away. But what they did was they blunted Kentucky's momentum and climbed right back in it. Right now, though, they're down 7.
Right, if I were UCLA right now, I would get pass with inside the 10 and get Leverett the ball. She is definitely your go-to heavy hitter, hot hand right now. And whether that is running it a little bit inside where she's been successful, or pushing it all the way to the pin, giving her that option of line and tooling the block.
Here's the problem for the Bruins, one of them. In this set, 1 Kentucky error, 16 kills. The Cats are hitting .652. The Bruins, 7 kills, 3 errors, are hitting .190. They've got to clean that up, and the Wildcats are going to make sure they don't. O'Brien off the high hands. Naturally, if you're UCLA, you go to Leverett. You're All-American.
Great job by UCLA coming out of that timeout, getting a great pass. Duffy able to put it up to Leverett and utilizing that block to get the point.
So the PA guy got a little excited, but it was point UCLA. The Carr tried that quick attack. Here's Hudson. And that's a point. The defense was there, but they just couldn't keep it in bounds.
Good trust by Carr, just being ready for that ball. It definitely was tight right there, but O'Brien dishing it to her on that beat.
Hudson, the newcomer of the year, absolutely in the SEC. That's long. Singletary wanted a touch, but that was clearly out. The Wildcats are 2 points away from victory. They lead it by 8. Hudson. Educated play by the veteran.
Yes, and great rotation for UCLA where you have Singletary and Leverett front row. Not only does Duffy have the option to dump, but you have Singletary going behind her, which is her bread and butter on that side. And Leverett, just a high-level play there.
22 kills for Sheridan Leverett. Brooklyn Delay has it sent right back, but there's Tuzzo. O'Brien setting Delay. What a play by the Wildcats.
Kentucky fans, get on your feet. It is
Great composure by Kentucky there where it was a little congested on that outside ball, but Brooklyn Delay was able to get the point.
Wildcats served twice for the match last set. They got a bunch of match points now. So they can absorb the service error by Tuzzo. The fans are still on their feet. They could stay on their feet for a long time, conceivably. Leverett will serve it. Thigpen off the high hands, and the Wildcats win it 25-17. They take the match 3-1. It's Kentucky that survives and advances in the NCAA tournament. And almost fitting that it was Thigpen, because that just underscores the fact that the Wildcats, as great as Delay and Hudson are, Cam, they've got so much more.
Absolutely. Thigpen closing it out for Kentucky. She has had such a great night. No matter her size, she's put up some great blocks and just some great kills for Kentucky, solidifying that win.
Brooklyn Delay with 30 kills. And as we said, teams all season long have had to deal with her. They've had to deal with her for 3 years now, but just a great job shouldering a load tonight. You could tell she really wanted the ball.
Such a go-to for Kentucky. High IQ, great range on the pin. Again, feeding those deep pockets or even down the line. That's who you want as your outside, both Delay and Hudson. Great options for O'Brien to dish out those sets and get Kentucky the win.
So a great crowd here at Historic Memorial Coliseum. I think we'll see another one next week, but they were treated to some high-level volleyball from both teams. UCLA played a couple of great sets tonight, but the Wildcats move on. They will play either another team from that used to be in the Pac-12, Southern Cal, now in the Big Ten, or Cal Poly. We have seen upsets, of course, already in this NCAA tournament. Cal Poly upset Brigham Young. Can that be a Cinderella team?
We know that this bracket is competitive, it's gritty, it's intense. Each night, the game's on the line. You got to come in swinging.
It's a Kentucky team that has won the SEC, has won the SEC tournament, and now has its eyes on the biggest trophy of all. And we welcome Brooklyn Delay. Miss Delay, we meet again.
Hello, yes.
Congratulations on the win, 30 kills. Was it me, or were you extra hungry tonight? You just looked like you had that look tonight.
You know, I think it just was everybody. We wanted this more than everything, and I think just props to the team. Cassie did a great job of getting all the hitters open, and I think just all trust in them.
How have you been working on that connection with Cassie O'Brien throughout the season?
Yeah, you know, she's one of the hardest workers out there, and I think coming in as a freshman, it's really hard, so I'm just really proud of her, and I think she just really takes feedback well, and I mean, we've been working on it all year.
How about some love for Asia Thigpen? She got that last kill, and you know, you and Eva have done your thing all year long, but Asia out there at 5'10", just soaring above everybody.
Oh yeah, she has no fear out there, and she's one of the biggest competitors we have, so super proud of her.
Before we let you go, some love for the crowd as well. What a crowd tonight. Craig Skinner's been begging for it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Oh my gosh, BBN's like no else.
Love it. Congratulations tonight. Great
Thank
win.
you.
Thanks so much, and I lied to you. I'm going to ask you one more, but just what about next week? You got a few days, and you had to shake off the rust against Wofford, but you're on top of your game now. No matter who you play, how do you feel moving on?
You know, I think we're just really hungry, like you said, so it's going to be an exciting week.
Go celebrate with your teammates. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right,
Congrats.
Brooklyn Delay, 30 kills tonight as the Wildcats knock off a really good UCLA team. But I'll tell you what, Cam, again, we thought we would see a match like that, and it was kind of a oddball match, or a set number 2, but boy, UCLA gave it everything, and you had to love what the young people did, but it was Brooklyn DeLay, Eva Hudson, and we've seen that all year from both.
Definitely a combined effort overall.
So the Wildcats win it 3-1. We'll find out soon who they play next week. We'll be here at Historic Memorial Coliseum. Now for our hardworking crew, Dick Gabriel for Cam Scheitzock. That's it. Good night from Lexington on ESPN+.